Look at it. Look, I'm from Southside Jamaica, Queens. I don't like Supreme. I don't like premium, but he lived the way.
I'm a passionate brother. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I cry a lot of shit like that. I'm very emotional. So when people talk about me,
he wanted that. He was watching them be that, like Mace be that and Camp be that.
In the world of hip-hop, there are unwritten rules. Break them and you pay a price. And one name you absolutely never mention casually is 50 Cent. Hey, if you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more amazing stories and deep dives from the Fame game. Let's get one thing straight right now. In the world of hip-hop, there are rules. They are unwritten, universally understood, and always enforced, not by law, but by cold, hard consequence. And the most ironclad rule of all, you do not, under any circumstances, slide 50 Cent's name into your mouth unless you are fully prepared for what comes next. It's a rule built on 2 decades of scorched earth diss tracks, brutal online takedowns, and the cold hard fact that Curtis Jackson doesn't just win beef, he annihilates it. For a minute there, it seemed like Jim Jones, Harlem's self-styled capo, had completely forgotten that rule. It started with a whisper, the kind of slick, no name-dropping shade that rappers love to throw in interviews.
I'm a passionate brother. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I cry a lot of shit like that. I'm very emotional. So when people talk about me, I gotta stand up for me because nobody else gonna stand up for me, as you see. You heard? I fight all my battles on my own. I take losses and I take my wins the same way. You heard? The same smirk, just like this.
Jim was talking, doing his thing, reminding everyone who's really outside. Then he let it fly. He said he's a passionate, emotional guy who wears his heart on his sleeve and that he has to stand up for himself. He noted that he fights all his own battles, takes his losses and wins the same way, and that a lot of these guys are just acting tough for the cameras. The internet didn't just hear it, it felt it, a collective digital gasp. Because in the coded language of hip-hop, everyone knew exactly who he was talking about. He was talking about the man who built an empire on a foundation of being not just successful, but street certified. The man who took 9 bullets and lived to tell the tale, then sold over 30 million albums telling it. He was talking about 50 Cent. And 50? He doesn't do disrespect. He metabolizes it. He turns it into fuel, into strategy, into content. The response wasn't a diss track. That's for amateurs. This was something far colder, far more calculated. It was a predator's move. Within hours, the digital landscape shifted. On his Instagram, a platform he commands like a general commands an army, 50 Cent posted. There was no frantic energy, no fury, just ice. The post was a masterpiece of menace. A single short sentence that sent a shiver through the very spine of the culture. The message? Remind the city what really happened. No name, no tag, just those 9 words hanging in the digital air like a blade.
Yeah, at that point he was hating them. So I was like, you done robbed the brother for all the work they actually got. Now after you done robbed them for all the work they got, these 2 guys keep bringing new product over there for them to have work on the corner that you just robbed all the work that they had from. So now he's starting to allow him to try and develop his clientele back with that. So now what we got to do is we got to go rob them other 2 corners too. The other 2 guys keep giving it to him, we got to take that too. So now that they don't have anything to actually give him, to loan him.
The comment section erupted in a digital stampede. 50 about to air somebody out. Jim better relax before 50 starts dropping receipts. He's in villain mode. The collective understanding was immediate. When 50 Cent says, remind the city, he's not talking about a rap lyric. He's talking about the shadows. He's talking about the real life, hope this never sees the light of day kind of history that most people in the game pray stays buried. This is the crucial thing to understand. 50 Cent plays chess, not checkers. He never talks without a purpose. Every word is a move. Every post is a piece on the board.
Look at it. Look, I'm from Southside Jamaica, Queens. I don't like Supreme. I don't like premium, but he lived the way he actually projected himself. His lifestyle is consistent.
He was true to it.
He never ratted on nobody. Just like that.
So when he sends a message like that, it's not just a threat, it's a warning shot. And this one went thermonuclear. Hip-hop pages, blogs, and fan accounts, the entire content ecosystem seized on it. The narrative was set. 50 had been awakened. Whispers started circulating from insiders, allegedly telling Jim to stand down. This was different. This wasn't just two rappers trading barbs for clout. This was history, deep and tangled, rising from the grave. To understand why this single post hit with the force of a seismic charge, you have to rewind the tape. Go back to the early 2000s when New York hip-hop was a battlefield of empires. On one side, you had 50 Cent and G-Unit, Queens' finest. They were the gritty, get-rich-or-die-trying success story. On the other side, you had Cameron and the Diplomats, Harlem's flamboyant, swagger-soaked kings. They were the two poles of New York rap, and the tension was a constant, low-frequency hum. It never fully erupted into a full-blown war, but the potential was always there. And Jim Jones was often Dipset's loudest lieutenant, the one who would constantly insert himself into the narrative.
I'm a passionate brother. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I cry a lot of shit like that. I'm very emotional. So when people talk about me, I gotta stand up for me because nobody else gonna stand up for me, as you see. You heard? I fight all my battles on my own. I take losses and I take my wins the same way. You heard? The same smirk, just like this.
He was keeping that competitive flame flickering long after 50 had ascended to a different stratosphere of fame and fortune. 50's track record is written in stone. He didn't just talk about being real, he lived a life that was almost too cinematic to be real. Surviving an assassination attempt, winning brutal label wars, and outmaneuvering everyone to become one of the most successful artists of all time. He didn't need to prove a thing. His entire existence was the proof. So when Jim Jones starts throwing that old, tired shade about who's really outside, fans didn't see it as a legitimate challenge. They saw it as something else, a desperate grasp for relevance from a past that 50 had long since transcended. Fast forward to today, and the power dynamic isn't just different, it's a chasm.
Rappers have done a tremendous job, and I take nothing away from them, but they forget I got a hell of a catalog. Me, Jim Jones, myself, gold records, platinum records, gold albums, platinum albums. No, me, Jim Jones. No Diplomats, no nobody else. Me, Jim Jones. Check my track record, then check everybody else's track record.
50 Cent is a bona fide mogul. He's the mastermind behind TV empires like Power and BMF. He's a media machine. Jim Jones, meanwhile, is often chasing headlines, finding his biggest moments by name-dropping other rappers. That's why 50's warning didn't feel like a rapper dissing another rapper. It felt like a CEO sending a cease and desist to a noisy former employee. It was dripping with that know your role energy. The truth is, 50 had been watching and listening. For months, Jim had been poking the bear, throwing shade not just at 50 but at Diddy and Cameron too. Online, people started calling him Harlem's noisy neighbor, the guy who talks more than he raps. The culture has evolved. It's not about who's the toughest on the block anymore. It's about who's making the smartest moves in the boardroom. And in that game, 50 Cent isn't just a player. He's the house. And the house always wins.
Period. I'd never take that away from him, but then as I got in the game, you got to realize that your rivals would be idols, and not to take anything away from that, I developed my own style and my own lane that these kids start to gravitate towards the same way I gravitated towards Nas when I was younger and things like that. It's a whole different generation. We're talking about 94.
When that post went live, it was like a flashback to 2003. The get-rich-or-die-trying 50 had flickered back to life. The confidence, the mystery, the unshakable aura of a man who knows things you don't. It reminded everyone why his name still carries a unique kind of fear. He's not the type to argue. He's the type to pull files, to make a phone call, to remind the city. And Jim's response to this earth-shattering warning? Silence. No clapback post. No defiant live stream. Nothing. And in the high-stakes game of public perception, silence isn't peace. It's pressure. After the warning went viral, the internet became a digital detective agency. Fans and bloggers started digging, and the story that began to unravel was deeper and more tangled than anyone imagined. For years there have been rumours, murmurs in the industry about tension between 50 and Jim that goes far beyond music. Whispers about street business that never got completed, deals that went sideways. Nothing was ever confirmed until now. 50's words, remind the city what really happened, were a key turning in a long-locked door. Suddenly, everyone was asking the same terrifying question. What does 50 know? The consensus online is clear. Jim should have left 50's name out of his mouth. This is the man who systematically dismantled Ja Rule's career, who publicly toyed with moguls for sport. Once 50 Cent decides you're a target, he doesn't just defeat you, he exposes you. He turns your reputation into ash. And he does it all with a smirk. The craziest part? 50 didn't even have to break a sweat. One post, 9 words. That's all it took to send shockwaves so powerful that rappers started quietly unfollowing Jim. Even his peers from Harlem grew uncharacteristically quiet. They're all asking the same thing. Is 50 sitting on a file, a video, a story? And trust me, if he is, it won't just break the internet. It will redefine Jim Jones's entire legacy. Then, just as the tension reached a fever pitch, fans noticed something. The post, the original warning, was gone. Deleted from 50's Instagram. But instead of calming the storm, this only poured gasoline on the fire. When 50 deletes something, it's never an accident. It's never a sign of backing down. It's a strategy. It means the warning has been delivered. The message has been received. Now, the real moves are being made behind the scenes. The silence is a weapon. Jim Jones built his entire image on being Harlem's tough, street-certified voice. But the internet has already crowned him with a new, damning title. The man who woke up 50 Cent. And that is a title you do not want. Because when you wake 50 up, he doesn't just come for your career. He comes for your story. So where does this leave us? The question hanging over the entire culture is simple. What happens next? Will 50 Cent unload an undeniable truth that could shatter a reputation? Or was this simply the ultimate power play? A cold, calculated way to put so much pressure on Jim Jones that he has no choice but to fall back permanently? Either way, the message was crystal clear. 50 Cent does not play about his respect. He's built too much, survived too much, and commands too much to entertain what he views as clown-level drama. That's the masterstroke in all of this. 50 is no longer just an artist, he is a global brand. So when his name gets dragged into petty beef, he doesn't just clap back emotionally, he turns the entire situation into a business move. He solidifies his dominance. Jim Jones is now trapped in a no-win scenario. If he claps back, he gives 50 the green light to unload his arsenal. If he stays quiet, he looks weak. It's checkmate. And even other celebrities are whispering from the sidelines, Jim, let it go. You can't win. One thing is for absolute certain, when 50 Cent looks into the camera and says, I'll remind the city, you better believe he's not bluffing. He's holding something heavy. The weight of the suspense is the real punishment. And 50 Cent, the master strategist, knows that better than anyone. What do you think 50 Cent is sitting on? Let us know in the comments below. And for more deep dives into the untold stories of the stars, make sure you're subscribed to The Fame Game. Thanks for watching.